Hiya, it's Lee here, and in this video we're talking about high converting squeeze pages and how you can create them for free. So if you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and if you do subscribe, go down to the comment section, tell me you subscribed, and I'll come by and say hello. Likewise, if you've got any comments on this whole video, start the conversation. Additionally, if you'd like to get your hands on an ebook I've written about affiliate marketing, there's a link in the description below and it will get you kick-started with affiliate marketing straight away. So as I say, this video is all about high converting squeeze pages. Now, at the beginning of the year, I created a similar video, which was called how to create landing pages for free. And it got a number of views. And I basically showed you the very basic version of how to create a landing page. Okay, it's a free version, and it's the simplest way that you can. Okay, using your autoresponder. Now in this video, we're building upon it, and we're also bringing the ideas of what attracts people to landing pages. Okay, and what are the landing pages that actually convert. Okay, so if you go onto Google and you search for high converting squeeze pages, this is what you're going to see. This is the exact images. If you look under images, these are the images that are going to be found. Okay, so these are images that people are referring to as high converting squeeze pages. Okay, and you'll see a number of themes. Okay, a number of themes with the pages that are high converting. Okay. Usually they have some kind of, a lot of them have like a beach element, or at least some kind of desirable image in the background, and then a central box in the middle, okay, which has your opt-in and your headline, okay. Alternatively, you have landing pages that have text and some description with an arrow that's leading down to the opt-in, okay, forcing people or forcing their eyes to go towards. Okay, you can see these ones here. Okay, and there's others here at the top of the page there, and similar. They're all obviously they're bringing that kind of they're trying to focus your eyes on certain things. Okay, likewise with these ones with the beach element. It's such a contrasting view with the central opt-in that you know that there's a desirable thing in the background, but you're thinking about the headline, okay? And you're seeing that as it stands out. So what I've done is I've created two basic landing squeeze pages using free tools, right? And here they are. So the first one's just there you go, your free book, leading down to the book, and then this is where they go, the opt-in. The second one's using a beach theme with a central box. Now I'm going to show you how to replicate these. Now I'm not saying that these are the most attractive squeeze pages, because I'll openly admit that they are not, okay? But that's the difference between using free tools and using paid tools like ClickFunnels, because ClickFunnels has been designed specifically to look slick and amazing and gorgeous, okay? And that's why you pay the additional money for it, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to do this. Now you need to have a WordPress site. Now if you need any help on your WordPress site, I've got a 3-step video series on my channel that shows you how to get going with WordPress and what to install from the offset, okay? Now, to create these landing pages that I've shown you, you need a couple of free plugins, okay? The first one is a plugin called Blank Slate, and this is by Aaron Raymond, okay? And this is what it looks like when you search for it. This will basically give you a blank page. It will delete all of the sidebar and headlines and everything, okay? And that's what you want from a landing page. And this is what we use. We use this tool to create this one, okay? This one uses a slightly different tool for the background, okay? So the second one we need is Elementor, and this is the tool that we used for the to create the beach one, because this one allows us to stretch an image right across the background, and that is key. Okay, this is what it looks like. Elementor page builder. It is by elementor.com. So search for that one and install that. The other one we need is the full background image manager. Okay, this one looks like this. And what this does is this allows us to change the background of the page, okay? Which is useful if you want to use a different color than what the theme is to your site, okay? The last thing you need is Tiny MCE Advanced. This basically gives us some tools that build upon the basics of WordPress. Okay, so Tiny MCE Advanced, Andrew Oz, install that. Okay, so let's get cracking. We go to pages. We click add new. We click there. Either way. So I'm just going to put a headline first. Okay, so that's just for the first one, and you can see this is the Tiny MC, or this data there. So the first one we're going to try and do is we're going to try and replicate this. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to go to templates, and we need to select blank slate, and that is the plugin, and that gives us a complete blank page. The second thing we need to do is we need to go down to fully background, and we want to change the color, make sure that it's selected as white. So that's basically a white page. I could change it to something else if I wanted to, okay? But I've decided to have it the full width and white. So if I click save draft, hopefully when I click preview this page, it's just going to show us a completely white page. Okay, so it's taken out all of the sidebar on my website, the headline, and it's changed it to white, because my website is green. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start building the page. So let's just have a look at what we've got. So we've got your free book. Now I can just copy this if I want, which I will, but obviously you're going to actually type it in, or type in what you want. So I'm just going to paste that in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to center it. So it's all centered. Now with the Tiny MCE plugin, it allows me to change the size of the fonts, which is pretty cool. And I could change the size of the, sorry, not the size, the font as well. So I could change the font if I wanted to. Blimey, we'll get there in the end. So we changed that like that. So just say I'm happy with that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to insert, what do we have there? So we now have two images. We have two images. We need to get one of these arrows. Now, as I say, you can go onto Google and you can go to animated arrows. Go to the images, tab, make sure they're pointing down. And try and find an animated arrow. I mean, you're going to have to spend a bit of time trying to find some of these arrows. All right, so that one was actually, so you've got that. So you could have something like that. Find these, right click, what have I done? Right click and save. Then once you've got the arrow that you want, go back to your page and click add media, click the upload file. I've already got the image there, so I'm just going to click insert into my page. I'm going to click on it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click center. I'm going to click here and I'm going to just make it a little bit smaller. Then I'm going to click return and I'm going to insert my second image. So again, second image is the book, insert into the page. I'm going to center that. So now we've centered the book. we've got the image, the text, everything that we want. What do we need now? The last thing, we need the opt-in, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to go over to your autoresponder, just say for instance Aweber, and we're just going to create a simple opt-in form. Very basic. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it here and the sort of thing that we want. So the first thing is you're going to want to just delete all of this additional stuff. So we've just got the sections that are required. We're going to go to body. We're going to change the color to transparent, which is that red arrow running through. So we've just got that because we've got the colors already on the page. So what did we have there? We just had the two boxes. So we just click on each thing and it comes up with the information. We can delete that there, which deletes the headline because we don't always need that, because what we can do now is we can go down to the options, the value, and we can say, we can just write your name within the box, click save. Likewise, we go down to the email, we can delete the label and we can write your best email, for instance. We then go down to the button and we can write get access now. We can click save. We can look at the text and we can say we're going to change the color. So I put red, so let's change it to red. So we just go like that, we find the red, we click OK, and you can see that it's changed it. So now we've got the access. We click save. That's all we want to do for this one here. We could just slightly change the size. We could change the size of the button if we wanted to, but for now we're just going to click put in a name. This is for your own filing, so you know exactly what the form is that you've created. Okay, and then you want to send them to another page. Okay, so you're going to need to create a thank you page, and I may discuss that in a supplementary video where you're going to talk about where they're going to receive the item. You could basically say you're gonna set up an autoresponder sequence within this list, so then they're going to receive it via email. But on the thank you page, you then want to tell them that. Okay, so we'll talk about thank you pages in another video, but you're going to have a custom URL and you'll just put that in there, and then once they've clicked submit, the email address gets put onto your list and then they get sent to this page. Okay, but for the purposes of this, I'm just going to have the basic example for new people and people that are already subscribed. We're going to click save form. We're going to click go to step 3, and the third step is just get the information. And we're now going to choose the code. We're going to choose a JavaScript snippet. So we're just going to click on it. We're going to click copy. We'll jump back to our page. We're going to scroll down to the bottom, hit return. We're going to go to the text tab anyway on the top. You can see that you've got visual, you've got text. We'll click on text. We'll scroll down to the bottom and we'll paste in that little bit of code that we got. We'll go back to the visual and you can see that that's there. We can try and center that if we want. We then click the preview button and we'll just see what we've got. And there you go, simple as you like. So that page is done. Look how simple that was. And there we go. Okay, so that's the first one. Let's jump across to the second one. The second one was this beach one that everyone kind of likes to replicate. A little bit more difficult with some of the software out there, particularly the free one, and that's what we're talking about today. So let's go back to the page. Let's just click save for that for now. What we're going to do is we're going to click add new. And as I say, with this one, we're doing it a slightly different way around. Okay, that one used the Tiny MCE software plugin and also the template, which was called the blank slate, and also the full background section. This one's just going to use Elementor. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to put, where's the heading? I'll just put test 2. We're going to click save draft, because now we've created the page on our site. And then we're going to click edit with Elementor, and this is going to load Elementor. Now Elementor's a free plugin that gives you a lot of drag and drop functionality of a more high profile piece of software, although it's not the same level as a ClickFunnels or something like that, but it is quite good, and the free version does a few nifty little things which are pretty good, which I'll show you. So the first thing is we're going to go to these tabs here on the left hand side. You can see that's what the site usually looks like. Go to page settings and template. We're going to use Elementor Canvas. So straight away, there we go, we've knocked out all of that other stuff. Then here we've got the tabs. We click on style, where it says background type, click on the paintbrush, click on, we could click on color if we wanted to, so we could change that. Okay, not that important here because we're not doing it. It's not the same as the last one. What we're going to do is we're going to click on an image. Now we want someone on the beach, so we search for some woman. Try not to be too pervy, but let's find some sort of beach. I had one before, didn't I? Woman sitting on the where was it? Well, anyway, search for your image. Okay, something desirable, for example. You go back to Elementor, you click on that. I've already got the image uploaded, I just remembered, so I can click on it. I can click insert. You would click to upload and then insert. Now you need to make sure you've got the this correct, okay, because you don't want it to repeat, and the size you want it to cover, so it's going to stretch to the page, and then you can click save. So you've got the background image done. There's something that you couldn't do on the other technique. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the page. Now, as you know, we click on these dots here. We do loads of stuff. We can add text, and we can add videos if we wanted to. We could add all different kinds of things. We can click here and add different sections, so we can have specific boxes. So what you could do is you could click like that, then you could have you could click here on the single box, and you could add in some code that's specific into that box, okay, and then you could change the color of that box. I've done that before, that works quite well. Alternatively, you can do the way that I'm going to show you now. So let's just delete that section. We'll go back to the sign up form, and we'll just click on sign up forms again, and then we'll create a new sign up form, same method as we did before. So let's have a look at what we've got. That's basically what we want to achieve. So let's just copy that text. We'll go back, and what we're going to do here is we're going to do the same as we did. We're going to delete the things that aren't necessary. We're then going to go to body. We're going to change the background to black. We're then going to add some text, and it's going to throw it down at the bottom. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to paste in that text that I had before, and I'm going to click save, and then going to click on it and drag it to the top. Okay, so that was pretty simple. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click here. I'm going to do the same thing I did before, just to make it a bit cleaner. I'm going to delete that, go down to options, and write your name. I'm going to click save. Could do the same thing with the email. Delete that, and write your best email. Likewise, I'm going to click on the sign up button, switch to HTML like we did before. And I'm going to, what did I type? Get access. So I'm just going to put get access. I'm going to click save. I'm going to change the color to some form of yellow like I did in the example. So just say that's that. And just say, for instance, I wanted to change the size of the text of the button. Okay, so that's pretty damn simple. I'm then going to click save, and like I spoke to you in the previous example, you got the thank you pages to consider. We'll just click save again, and we'll go to step 3. Now what I forgot to say, we're going to click back. Now I can go back at any time and change what I'm doing. Okay, so I go back to design and I select this and I go to form type, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click pop over, and that doesn't really change anything visually here, but it will do down the line. So I then click save. I then go to step 2. I click save again. I then click step 3. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to get the Java snippet. We're going to click copy. We're going to go back to our Elementor. We're going to click add section, add one. Going to click plus. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose the code one, which is called HTML, and then within it I'm going to paste that in there, and you can see that it's just posted my opt-in there. I'm going to click save. I'm going to click X and I go view page, and we're going to see what we've got. So the page is going to load. There we go. We've got the opt-in. Looks great, looks simple, looks clean. And also, once it's complete, it's going to have a URL, which is specifically what I asked, which is the difference when you make it directly within Aweber and you try and share with Aweber, you get an Aweber link. So that's the beauty of using using the combination of your WordPress and Aweber, bringing it all together with some of these plugins. We kind of went a bit messy there at some point, but we did show you how to replicate or try and replicate the high converting squeeze pages for free. If you like what you see, if you appreciate what I went to bring this to you, remember to hit the thumbs up, check out the comments section below. Remember, subscribe, let me know, and we'll see you soon.